And that's just crazy competing in the Pac-12.
And that's what you want to see out of your leadoff hitter, right? You want to get on base any way you can. She also has 17 hit by pitches, right? So she's hanging in there, and she is taking her walks, taking her hits, and that's exactly what you want. You want base runners to help out the rest of your squad.
Nicholas Simpson, the Seattle product, transferred from Tennessee and back home in Seattle this year, and she gets a called strike there to Kern. Simpson coming in with a 3.49 ERA, 4-8 record, 80 and a third innings pitched, 24 walks and 80 and a third, and 45 strikeouts. And she went toe-to-toe with UW a few weeks ago. Talking about UW as Stanford was just up there, taking 2 out of 3. And Simpson gets another strike here to Kern. But, of course, Redhawks, this is their fourth Pac-12 opponent that they've played this year, and they've hung tough with all of them. Here's Simpson's pitch. Swing and a miss. And Kern goes down swinging. Simpson comes out with a first strikeout of the ballgame.
Yeah, Kern is a tough out, too. You will take that. It's a good start for Simpson, and that looks like that drop ball's working well for her, and this defense has got to be on. We've got to see web gems all the way around the board. When you're playing a top 10 team, a ranked team, you got to be firing on all cylinders.
Here's Emily Jones, the center fielder, and this one is hit to Lily Garcia. She moves over to her left and scoops it over to Jasmine Wayne for the out. Quickly 2 up and 2 down here for Nicholas Simpson in the first inning.
You know, and every once in a while, we've seen it a lot this year. An upset can happen in college softball. Everybody has a day, right? So you never know what can happen. Stanford's going to try their best. They don't want to drop that RPI at all going into Pac-12 conference tournament and postseason play, but Seattle U would like to make something happen.
This is Ava Gall. They list her as a catcher, but she's playing first base, and I would assume she's played a lot of first base for them. As the next batter, Ali Kanashiro, is also a catcher, and she's got the catcher's gear on, the shin guards. But Gall getting the start at first base, and both of them, Gall and Kanashiro, the on-deck hitter, with 9 home runs on the year, both batting .287 as well. Gall with 30 RBIs. And so some power in the 3 and 4 spots here for the Cardinal. There's a check swing, and it's a strike, and the count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, and Stanford, from last year, from 2023, they only had 26 home runs total as a team, and this year they already have 45. So they've upped their power numbers quite a bit. Gall is one of those reasons why, coming in as a freshman, adding some pop to this lineup.
Simpson gets that one over for a strike, and the count is 2-2 to Ava Gall. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the first. And Simpson's pitch. This one is hit to Mikey Morris. Couple of hops, guns it over, and that's going to do it for the Cardinal in the top of the first. Well, but Sydney Frankenberger will step in and lead things off against Reagan Krause for Stanford. She comes in with a 17-4 record, 2.60 ERA, and she's gone 115 2/3 innings this year, just 32 walks, 81 strikeouts. But she misses with the first 2 to Sydney Frankenberger. Frankenberger batting .360 with 2 home runs and 17 runs batted in at the top of the Seattle U order. And this one gets the backstop, and there's a lady down there with a camera. One almost would have taken a bite out of her if that screen wasn't there. That is a 3-0 count as Megan Rabin, the home plate umpire, making sure that everybody's on the same page. And Sydney Frankenberger draws a walk on 4 pitches to start things off. I was saying that Krause only had 32 walks in 115 2/3, but there's another one there.
Yeah, and you'll take it. You're going to take all the base runners you can today. If you're Seattle U, you've got to get on anyway and scratch and claw out a run against this defense and this pitching squad.
Here's Mikey Morris, the freshman shortstop out of Henderson, Nevada, in the Las Vegas area. She takes a strike from Krause. Morris batting .342, 2 home runs, 24 runs batted in. And Krause's pitch on the way is fouled away down the third base line. And so Frankenberger walked on 4 pitches. Morris now behind 0-2. Redhawks coming off a series loss to Tarleton here. They lost 2 out of 3. Got the win on Senior Day on Saturday, though, as this one is popped up, foul behind the plate. And the count remains 0-2 on Morris. Jasmine Wayne on deck. She was one of the few Redhawks that really had a productive weekend against Tarleton. And she had 5 RBIs total. There's a called strike 3 to Mikey Morris, and she goes down. Looking rather.
Yeah, that's a beautiful outside corner ball. Just places that perfectly. Mikey Morris just kind of bends her knees, doesn't do a whole lot, and doesn't complain very loudly. That ball is coming in hot too.
So here's Jasmine Wayne. She had 5 RBIs on the weekend, 4 in the game on Saturday on Senior Day, to pace the Redhawks, and that was actually her career high in RBIs, as she had 3 of them on a bases clearing double to kind of break that game open on Saturday. Kraus misses up high with ball 1, and the count 1-1 now to Jasmine Wayne, the first baseman, batting .300. 3 home runs, 28 runs batted in. And this one is hit hard, too short. They'll go to second, and the throw gets away. And that'll be an error there on the throw as Frankenberger gets into second base, and the Redhawks have 2 on.
Yeah, and here's where you need to capitalize, right? Stanford's defense is usually very sound. You have to take advantage of it if you're Seattle U. Any runner in scoring position, you've got to find the moment, find some grass, and let Sydney Frankenberger run.
That was River Mailer on the throw to Taryn Kern at second, and couldn't connect on it as Taylor Fitch takes a strike. Taylor Fitch batting .373, 6 home runs, 33 runs batted in. And she's a local product out of Woodinville, Washington. That one is shot through the right side, and coming around is Frankenberger. No hesitation whatsoever as Fitch ends up on at second. Wayne gets into third, and the Redhawks have the early lead here against Stanford.
Yeah, and that's what we didn't see all weekend from Taylor Fitch. We didn't see her come up clutch in those runners in scoring position spots there, and that's the Taylor Fitch we've come to know and love, right? She comes up big in those moments, doesn't try and do too much, just goes with that outside pitch and is able to get a nice RBI double.
Here's Nicola Simpson, the pitcher for the Redhawks, and she could really do herself a favor here if she's able to keep this inning going. There's a strike there. She may have gotten a piece of it, but it's a foul tip into the glove anyway. Redhawks with a 1-0 lead on the RBI double by Fitch. And the 0-1 pitch to Simpson. This one is grounded down the third baseline, foul. And Simpson behind 0-2. Megan Rabin, the home plate umpire. Brandon Bloom, the first base umpire. Matt Jacks, the third base umpire. We've been commenting this year, Katie, on how we've seen a lot of new umpires, but we're familiar with these ones. This one is popped up too short, and it'll be Mailer making the catch there, atoning for her throwing error earlier. And so 2 down here for the Redhawks, and it'll be up to Katie Walling to continue this inning here. Redhawks have 1 in, but they would love to bring in at least a couple more here with runners in scoring position. As Walling fouls the first pitch and hits herself with it. She'll shake that off. Katie Walling went to Torrey Pines High School in San Diego, as did Kira Chan of the Cardinal. Katie is a redshirt sophomore, and Chan is just a sophomore. This is how she's listed here on our roster. But presumably they were there at the same time. 0-1 pitch to Walling. Misses low and in for ball 1. Jasmine Wayne on at third, and Taylor Fitch on at second here with the Redhawks already with 1 in here in the bottom of the first off of Reagan Kraus. This one is hit to third, and the throw across is in time from top of the second inning from Logan Field in Seattle. Greg Sexton and Katie Favilla with you on ESPN Plus as Ali Kanashiro, the catcher for the Cardinals, stepping to the plate to lead off the top of the second against Nicholas Simpson. And Kaneshiro takes strike one. Kaneshiro out of Santa Clarita, California. Her cousin is Keston Hura of the Milwaukee Brewers. One of the tidbits I was looking at in that one off of Simpson. Right to Garcia. Goes to both knees. Throws it over to first. And the out is recorded at first base.
Man, Lily's such a vacuum over there, isn't she? We've seen that many times this year. Deflection off the pitcher, and she knows just where to go. Get that nice out. That's a beautiful start.
So this will be Kira Chan, who I was mentioning last inning, a Torrey Pines High School graduate. And Chan batting .323 with a home run and 18 runs batted in. And Simpson's pitch misses outside for ball one. Redhawks with the early lead on a run in the first inning. And they were helped somewhat by a throwing error that allowed a couple of runners to get, or the throw to second base trying to get the lead runner. And the throw was off target. 2-0 here to Chan. Jade Berry, the third baseman, waiting on deck. Pitch on the way to Chan. And that one misses up high. Count goes to 3-0. And the umpires are saying something to Nicola there.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. If it was a warning on a balk type call, or where she's standing on the rubber, or who knows.
3-0 pitch to Chan. And that one just up high for ball four. And so Simpson maybe thinking she was squeezed a little bit at the top of the zone there. But Kira Chan walks on 4 pitches. And that'll bring up Jade Berry, the third baseman, freshman with 5 home runs, 29 RBIs. And she is out of Queen Creek, Arizona. And she takes a strike from Nicholas Simpson. 0-1 the count. So Stanford with their first base runner on a walk by Simpson. Nicholas Simpson went the distance against UW and pitched into the 7th inning with a scoreless tie. Ended up giving up a 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 7th of that game. But as I mentioned, the Redhawks really have played Pac-12 opponents well this year, have not beaten one, but they lost to California early on in the season 6-4, lost to Oregon State here 5-3, and then they lost to UW by a 3-0 count.
On a walk-off 3-run home run, too. I feel like even 3-0 makes that game feel not as close as it really was, right? I mean, they went toe-to-toe with them for 7 innings.
They did. I didn't get to watch the entire thing, but I turned it on around the 4th, and I was like, "Okay, we're still right there."
Yep.
Here's the pitch from Simpson, and it misses outside to Jade Berry.
And that's really what you want to see in these kind of mid-season non-conference games, right? Seattle, you just want to be able to battle, right? Potentially, if you're going to go and win the WAC tournament, this is going to be a team that you're going to go see in regionals, right? So you want to know what this type of competition is going to be like, what this pitching is going to be like. You want to know that you can battle and go back and forth with these type of squads.
3-2 the count, as Simpson did get that one to drop in for a strike. And the pitch, and this one is fouled off on the first base side toward the Redhawks dugout.
And we've seen it with WAC postseason play, right? Grand Canyon last year snuck a win against UCLA. Seattle U has won a game in regionals, right? So it is possible. You've got to be ready to face the best of the best.
That one lined into right field, and the runner from first going to third, that's Chan. And it'll be runners at first and third with just one out here in the top of the second. So base hit from Jade Berry into right. And Chan, no hesitation getting to third base on that play. So Simpson's got to go to work here. And she's going to face Kaylin Koch, who was listed as the right fielder, but they moved her to the designated player.
Or to fake that throw down, see if you can get the runner at third to bite. You need to know exactly everybody's role in this first and third situation.
Simpson delivers the first pitch to Koch, and this one is hit right to Garcia. She's going to put the tag on her and go over to first for the error. What a play by Lily Garcia. And the Redhawks get out of it unscathed. 1-0 Seattle U as we go to the bottom of the second. Back to Logan Field, bottom of the second inning. Let's watch this play again at the end of the top of the second.
Yeah, look at this spin move that Lily puts on her. Beautiful, knows exactly where she is, doesn't get too out of her shoes, right? Doesn't try and rush anything, knows exactly how much time she has. That's a beautiful way to get out of that inning.
She is one of the 3 seniors that was honored on Saturday. That's her number 17 directly behind second base. You can't see it on the broadcast at the moment, but it'll show up with a different camera angle. Karen Spadafora, the catcher for the Redhawks, ahead 2-0. She's a freshman out of Tigard, Oregon, and she takes ball 3 from Reagan Krause. But the 3 seniors that were honored on Saturday, Stephanie Madrigal, the ace of the Redhawks staff, Lily Garcia, the second baseman, and Sydney Frankenberger, the center fielder. As that one is over for a strike to Spadafora. Garcia putting her stamp on this one in the early innings with a heads-up play. As this one is dropped down the left field line and catching it in, crossing into foul territory there, the left fielder Kira Chan. And so she showed a little bit of range there to get to that one.
Yeah, good speed. She's got a nice jump right to the ball. Makes that play no problem for the Cardinal.
So here is Lily Garcia. As Garcia, a defensive wizard for the Redhawks. And this one is hit to the left of the shortstop, Mailer, and she goes over to first for the out. So I was going to talk a little more about Lily, but she didn't give me a lot of time. We'll get back to her. 2 outs quickly here for the Redhawks here in the bottom of the second. And Ty Wilson will step in and hit here. Wilson went 3 for 7 over the weekend. She's up to 263. She was more than 100 points above that last year. And really kind of got off to a slow start this year. Takes a strike here from Krause. And this one is hit foul on the third base side. So Wilson behind 0-2. Wilson, a junior left fielder out of Fairfield, California. A lot of California natives on both of these rosters. Of course, Stanford in Palo Alto. But Stanford's got players from around the country. A lot of California natives, though, as I mentioned, on both rosters. This one is hit to third, and Barry goes over to first for the out. The Redhawks go down in order in the bottom of the second. They lead. Welcome back to Logan Field, top of the third inning. Greg Sexton and Katie Favilla with you on ESPN Plus. As the Cardinal will send up their 8, 9, and 1 hitters. This will be River Mailer as she fouls off the first pitch. Mailer, the shortstop, and her mom played shortstop up the road at the University of Washington back in the 90s. But River Mailer going to Stanford. No home runs, 19 runs batted in, and a .299 batting average for the Monroe, Washington native. That one up high from Nicholas Simpson. And the count 1-1.
Yeah, a nice little homecoming for Mailer. But she has quite a few people in the stands that are coming over from Monroe.
Not too far of a drive up 405. So you got to get over to 405 first.
Fair enough, yeah.
But not too far from Seattle. 2-1 the count to Mailer. And here's Simpson's delivery. And this one is popped up. Wilson coming on in foul territory. She makes the catch. So Mailer pops up in foul territory for the first out.
Yeah, and this is really what we saw from Simpson against UW as well. Just hitting her spots, throwing around the zone, just enough kind of in and out, up, down, changing the eye level a little bit to these hitters, just getting them off enough that hard hits have been hard to come by so far, and her defense is working hard behind her.
Here's Caitlin Lim, the right fielder. And she takes ball one outside from Simpson. Lim batting .288 with 2 home runs and 11 runs batted in. She's a graduate student from Irvine, California. Has that one in there. 1-1 they count. One pitch, and that one misses off the plate outside. 2-1. Most of this game, yeah, you see there as they show Nicola the numbers behind her. Those are the seniors' numbers. And she tried to drop down a bunt there, offered at it. It's a strike. 2-2 the count. And the first base umpire saying something.
Yeah, I think it's actually an illegal pitch. So count is actually 3-1. And, yeah, they called Nicola Simpson for an illegal pitch. I don't know if her toe is coming off that rubber. We haven't seen that all year. A lot of times, pitchers will have kind of the same issue and have those illegal pitches called every once in a while throughout the season. But we haven't seen that against Simpson.
So there's a foul ball, and the count goes full now on Caitlin Lim. And, yeah, we were talking about how we haven't seen a lot of the umpires. Not that they've really seen a lot of Nicola Simpson either, because Nicola is new to Seattle U this year. But, yeah, they've kind of they gave her a warning earlier and then called her for an illegal pitch there. Lim fouls it off, and the count's still 3-2. 1 out, top of the third. Redhawks in front 1-0. And the pitch, and this one is hit over Mikey Morris into left field. And Wilson will have to play it on a couple of hops. And Lim just reached out and poked that one into left field.
Yeah, just kind of battled there with a full count. Got enough of it off the end of the bat to kind of float it into that no man's land in left center field there.
So Lim on at first with a 1-out single here in the top of the third. And this will bring Taryn Kern back to the plate for her second at bat. Kern with 6 home runs, 22 runs batted in. And Simpson misses to Kern with the first pitch.
Yeah, and all of these Stanford hitters are standing basically their back foot on the line of that back line of the batter's box. They're really letting this ball travel, trying to see it as long as they can before they commit to a swing there.
That's going to be a fair ball and an out as Jasmine Wayne picks it up in fair territory and steps on the bag as Lim will get down to second base. But, yeah, you're talking about them being on the back line. Kern really kind of at the front of the box, too, and that's why she's been hit by 17 pitches this year.
Yeah, she's coming in hugging that inside corner for sure.
This is Emily Jones, the center fielder, with Lim on at second base now. And Lim gets a few steps off second. Doesn't go anywhere. And Jones takes ball one from Nicola Simpson. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And this one is hit to Garcia. Plays it on a couple of hops, scoops it over to first, and that'll do it. The Cardinal goes back to Logan Field in Seattle, Washington. Sunny day to this point, and we hope it stays that way. As a little bit of rain earlier in the day. Sydney Frankenberger sends one to the right of Kern, not Kern, but Mailer, rather. and she can't gun it over to first in time. Frankenberger plenty of speed to get down to first base on that play.
Yeah, and Mailer has a cannon. She threw that hard over there, but that's just beating out the ball. That's just being faster than beating it out in the 5-6 hole. So good on Sydney. Again, gets on base for the top of this lineup. Got to make something happen again.
Frankenberger's been on base both times. And here's Mikey Morris for her second at bat. Kraus comes in with ball one, low and in. Mikey Morris struck out in her first at bat. And that is Kraus's one strikeout so far, as Morris check swings there and fouls it off.
Yeah, definitely a little excuse me swing there. She would like to have that one back, but 1-1 on her now.
See Stephanie Madrigal there in the Red Hawks dugout, as she's a native of San Jose, California. This one is hit to the pitcher, Kraus, and she goes over to first for the out. Kraus had to come off the rubber just a little to her right, but she was able to get to it quickly and make the throw over to first. And
you'll take it. If you're Mikey Morris, at least it's a productive out, right? You moved your runner. Now you've got a runner in scoring position. 2 shots at it here. You would love to push Sydney across here again.
So Jasmine Wayne came up with some RBIs over the weekend. And there's a strike over the outside corner. Getting back to Madrigal being a native of San Jose. So is Taryn Kern, the second baseman for the Cardinals. She went to Archbishop Mitty. And Stephanie went to Oak Grove High School. As this one is hit to the shortstop, she's going to go to third. They didn't have a force there. Didn't need to go that way, but they do get the tag down on Frankenberger. And that is just the second out of the inning. So really a smart play there by the Cardinal. Yeah, and again, that's a little bit of a mental mistake, right? The old adage is when you're at second, right, anything at or in front of you, you hold. Anything behind you, you go. That play is in front of you the whole way. You know that she can see you crossing her eyesight. Mailer can. So that's an easy turn to third to get the force there. So it'll be up to Taylor Fitch now with Wayne on at first on the fielder's choice. And Kraus gets the strike across and the count 1-1. So Taylor Fitch had the RBI in the first inning and sends this one to third, and Barry will gun it over to first for the out. And Fitch kind of lunging there, almost losing. Red Hawks still with a 1-0 lead as Ava Gall will step to the plate for the Cardinal to lead it off here in the top of the fourth. And Nicholas Simpson with a strike there, Gall swinging and coming up empty. Yeah, a really nice inside pitch there. Just goes right underneath her hands to get that first strikeout. So 0-1 to Ava Gall, the first baseman. And gets that one over the outside corner. Simpson mixing it up a little bit. See the green ribbons in most of the players' hair, as this is the mental health awareness game. That one low and in to Gall, as there was a pregame moment where the players all held signs. The Katie Save Foundation sponsoring that, and not Katie Favilla, but there's a strikeout of Gall. But both these teams bringing attention to mental health awareness this afternoon. And Gall goes down swinging. That's the second strikeout for Nicholas Simpson. And here's Kaneshiro, the catcher. Simpson misses outside with ball one. Another note that I wanted to talk about on air was that both of these teams are going to be hosting their conference tournaments. Stanford hosting the Pac-12 tournament and Seattle U hosting the WAC tournament here, both May 8th through the 11th. Very different formats, though. Yes, very different. You are correct. Pac-12 tournament will be just a straight single elimination tournament, as Simpson gets the first pitch over, or gets that pitch over, I should say, not the first pitch, Count goes to 2-1 on Kaneshiro. But, the Pac-12 is going to be a straight single elimination tournament with 9 teams. So you're going to have the 9 versus 8 on Wednesday, and then just quarterfinals, semifinals, and a championship game from that point. WAC tournament is a little more complex, as it's going to be 8 teams out of 10. And the 5 through 8 teams are going to play a single elimination round. As Kaneshiro sends this one to Mikey Morris. She guns it over to first. And that will be the second out here in the top of the 4th. Nicola Simpson on her game.
Yeah, she's working both sides of the plate. She's getting enough spin on the ball, in on those hands, out away, getting balls off the end of the bat here. She really, really looks like she's spinning the ball well today.
This will be Kira Chan coming to the plate. So, the WAC tournament, the 5 through 8 seeds it'll be 5 versus 8, 6 versus 7. We'll play a single elimination round. The winners of those games will go to a double elimination tournament, and there'll be 6 teams at that point. And from that point, you lose twice, you're out. But there will be a winner crowned on Saturday, a champion crowned on Saturday. Both of those tournaments, May 8th through the 11th. And we'll both be broadcasting on the 8th and the 9th, but not the same games.
They'll split us up. It's so sad, but we'll come back together. For Friday and Saturday, we'll be back together.
We will. 2-0 here. And Chan takes ball 3.
It is nice, though, as when you're in postseason, to have it at your home field. I mean, there's just such comfort in it. It's not like you have to travel. You don't have to get on a plane, get on a bus, what have you. And you feel so at home and so comfortable on your own dirt, on your own grass. There's just a lot of things that make life a heck of a lot easier in postseason play.
Chan walks again, and that is the second walk for her, and I believe they were both on 4 pitches. And Simpson, with just those 2 walks, has not been able to find the strike zone against Kira Chan. Jade Berry will come to the plate now. Stanford will be back home this coming weekend taking on Oregon. And then they will have the Pac-12 tournament at their place. Seattle U's got to go to UT Arlington this weekend. And some big games coming up there. Stanford in 2nd place in the Pac-12. Seattle U in 5th in the WAC. And trying to get into the top 4. If you can get into the top 4, you avoid that single elimination round of the WAC tournament. 1-1 here to Jade Berry.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before, right? That's such a big difference. If you can avoid that single elimination game, you don't have to pitch your ace, right? You have the chance to kind of work yourself into the tournament a little bit. It's not just, full 100% all the way. You've got a little wiggle room, and you save an arm, right? And you rest a little bit. You don't have to have that extra single elimination game. So it's a facet for the whole tournament if you can start out in those double elimination games.
Yeah, those 5 through 8 seeds, the winners of those 2 games, they're going to be playing twice on Wednesday, the first day of the tournament. So, and of course, the losers of those first 2 games will be out and done before we even really hit our stride on Wednesday. Which, by the way, is my birthday, May 8th.
There you go.
So
I'm so happy you get to celebrate with us for the WAC tournament.
I will be right here. Simpson with a strike there to Jade Berry. And the count goes to 2-2. Kira Chan on at first. And Simpson trying to get through another inning here. Redhawks clinging to a 1-run lead. This one is hit foul on the first base side. Count remains 2-2. Redhawks got 1 in the first. Couple of hits and an error. And Taylor Fitch with the RBI down the right field line. And that is it so far as we play here in the 4th. 2-2. 2 outs. Chan at first. Pitch on the way. And that one is a called strike 3. And that'll do it. Simpson gets through another inning. And Stanford dug out as Simpson sends another one almost right there, but it hits the screen in front of the dugout.
I thought it was going to have a little buddy.
They count 0-1 here to Simpson as the Redhawks and their 5, 6, and 7 hitters to the plate. Simpson, Walling, and Spadafora against Reagan Krause. Redhawks were able to get a run across in the bottom of the first, and Krause gets a strike across here to get to 0-2 on Simpson. Nicholas Simpson, 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in on the season, batting .264. She can hold her own in that batter's box, but she strikes out here against Reagan Krause, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. Now to bring up Katie Walling for her second at bat. As Walling 0 for 1, as are most of the Redhawks. Redhawks actually just had, they had 2 hits in the first inning. Frankenberger, just the 1 hit. Frankenberger got her hit in her second at bat. She walked to begin the first inning, and then there was an error in there as well, and then Fitch with the lone hit of that bottom of the first. So the Redhawks 2 hits for the game. Stanford with 2 hits as well, but the Cardinal committing an error in that first inning that helped the Redhawks cause. Katie Walling behind 0-2 here against Reagan Krause. And Walling's got to go to work. Pitch on the way. This is outside. And the count goes to 1-2. Walling, the designated player, has gotten some time at third, and we saw her at second in a couple of games against Tarleton this weekend. Lily Garcia was getting a little bit of a break. Walling reaches up and hammers that one foul down the third baseline, and that one was up around her eyeballs. And she hammered it, but sent it foul.
Yeah, Walling battling with 2 strikes there, going up and getting that rise ball. You would love for her to lay off of it, but she's staying alive. Here to see another pitch.
1-2. That one drops in for a called strike 3.
Yeah, that's a beautiful changeup there. Hadn't looked like off speed all at bat there, and just buckles her for the strikeout.
Krause with her 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. And that'll bring up Karen Spadafora with the bases empty here in the bottom of the fourth. And a pitcher's duel to this point here. Spadafora gets underneath that one just a little bit and puts it in foul territory. And it lands out there as 3 Cardinal were chasing it, but none of them got to it. Chan, Berry, and Mailer giving chase there. Spadafora will get another crack at it here. And there's a strike from Reagan Krause. And Krause ahead of Spadafora 0-2.
Yeah, and Krause has done really well, kind of busting you in on your hands, kind of with that inside drop ball, and then coming right back out to the outside corner, really having to change your eyes. Doesn't get the call there, but that's a good 0-2 pitch.
And she didn't miss by much there at all. Count is 1-2. And this one is up, and Spadafora gets a piece of it, fouls it back. Count remains 1-2. Lily Garcia on deck. A lot of clouds, but sun poking through at the moment. And that one just missed by Krause. Spadafora with a good eye there. And the count goes to 2-2. That one in on her hands, but she's able to get a piece of it.
Yeah, and the Red Hawk batters have done a pretty good job. Definitely Walling last at bat, and here Spadafora really battling on that inside pitch. Unless you can recognize it early and get your hands through the zone, that's all you got to do. Just spoil it and live to see another day.
That one just missed outside. And the count goes full on Karen Spadafora, who's putting up a battle here against Reagan Krause. 3-2 with 2 outs. And that one hit foul down the third baseline. Long at bat here for Spadafora. I believe this is going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. If I didn't skip one. This one hit foul. It's a long at-bat either way. 3-2 the count. Just 2 hits for each team. Each team has stranded 3 runners to this point. Pitch on the way. And she checks her swing there, and it's a called strike 3. And Kraus delivers another. And this is Kaylin Koch stepping to the plate. Simpson misses outside with the first pitch. Koch, the designated player. And she is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Now batting .278. These teams have met 8 times in the past, and Seattle U actually won 2 of them. As there's a strike to Koch. Seattle U's most recent win was in 2020. Of course, that season got started and got halted by the COVID pandemic. But these teams split a doubleheader early in February. And the Redhawks won the first game of that doubleheader 5-4. They had a 5-run third inning and made it hold up. Stanford came back and won the second game. And the Redhawks also beat Stanford in 2018. That 2020 team, Lily Garcia and Stephanie Madrigal would have been on that team. Still on the Redhawks roster now. Redhawks really didn't have a great record in 2020. Stanford did. The Cardinal went 22-4 that year. And Simpson with the strikeout of Koch, and she is fired up.
Yeah, she should be. That's a beautiful drop ball, and that's a huge out. I mean, we're in the second half of this ball game right now in the top of the 5th, and Nicola Simpson's looking better than ever here. So she's got to keep working in and out, keep using her defense to her advantage, and Seattle U's got to see if they can hold up this lead here.
This is River Mailer, and she sends one into center field. Frankenberger tracking, and she can't quite get to it. It's going to bounce over the fence, and Mailer will have to pull in at second with a ground rule double, as Frankenberger gave that one a good run but couldn't quite catch up to it.
Yeah, that ball was hit really hard, and Sydney, I mean, she's on her horse. She takes a good line to it, but that ball's just hit too hard to catch up to.
Some sirens going by on 12th Avenue here, as River Mailer with a one-out double, and the Cardinal with a runner on in scoring position, Caitlin Lim to the plate. Plate umpire calls time now, says we're good to go. 1 out. And Mailer on at second. And she takes a few steps off of the bag. And Simpson misses with ball 1 to Caitlin Lim. Lim with one of the 2 hits for Stanford. Or make it one of the 3 now, as Mailer just had the 3rd hit for the Cardinal. Simpson misses with ball 2 to Caitlin Lim. Simpson going to have to refocus here. This one is hit deep into right field. Sophia Kissling, all she can do is look up. That one is way out of here by Caitlin Lim. And the Cardinal take the lead here in the top of the 5th. Caitlin Lim jumped all over it.
Yeah, and we know it on that right field fence, right? You get a hold of one. And
so that kind of changes, that does completely change the complexion of the game here. As Simpson was cruising along pretty well. 4 strikeouts for her, 2 walks. But gives up the lead now here in the 5th, and the Redhawks are going to have to fight back in their final few at-bats. This is Taryn Kern, the second baseman, taking a strike and now taking a ball.
And we knew we weren't going to hold down this Stanford offense for the whole game, right? That would have been an impressive feat. They were going to get theirs, certainly. But now what you want to do is just limit the damage, right? If you can keep this a one-run ball game, see if you can scratch out another run to at least tie or a couple to regain the lead here. You would love to just get something going a little bit more on your offense and Nicholas Simpson to kind of hang around a bit and stop this bleeding.
1-2 to Taryn Kern out of San Jose, California. One out here, top of the fifth. And Simpson has given up a double and a home run. This one hit to Garcia, and she will scoop it over to first for the out. So 2 outs here in the top of the fifth now. And that'll bring up Emily Jones, the center fielder. Jones, the batting average leader for the Cardinal at .392 coming into the game. And she's 0 for 2 in this one, though, down to .386. And Simpson will try to get her one more time to get out of the inning. She delivers ball 1 to Jones.
Yeah, and Jones actually had a 16-game hit streak snapped at UW this weekend, but still an impressive hit streak there going into the weekend.
This one is hit foul on the first base side. And the count 1-1. Jones, a sophomore out of Westlake Village, California. One and one the count. And Simpson's pitch, and she drops down a bunt, and it goes foul. 1-2. Yeah, she was trying to take that one with her down the first base line, but couldn't keep it fair.
Yeah, and she's got the speed to beat out that drag bunt down the first baseline, right? She's got 15 stolen bases on the year. If you're going to take a bunt with you, that's exactly how you want to do it, right? Push it and kind of basically run by it.
1-2 the count. And Simpson's pitch on the way, just outside for ball 2. Two and 2 to Emily Jones. Simpson looks in. And here's the pitch. And Jones fouls that one off down the first base side. That one in on her hands. 2-2 the count. See the Red Hawks dugout there. This one is hit foul on the third base side. Maybe a little bit more subdued Red Hawks dugout than they were when they had the lead. But still just a one-run ball game here, and we're in the fifth. And Jones with a 2-2 count, and this one is skied into shallow center field, and Frankenberger is going to come on and take it. Mikey Morris was backing up there, but Frankenberger calls her off and puts it away for out number 3 here in the fifth.
Inside drop ball to her advantage. She's really gone in at the hands of these Red Hawk hitters.
Ty Wilson hits that one foul, but she kept running, and Jade Berry with the throw over.
I don't know if she knew it was foul either. She was ready to walk into the dugout.
So Wilson back to the plate with an 0-1 count. And the pitch, and that one hit foul on the third base side. And Krause ahead 0-2. Red Hawks had an opportunity to get to Krause a little more in the first inning. They had left runners at second and third. Just got the one run. But Reagan Krause has really settled in. That one misses up high for ball 1 to Ty Wilson. Wilson with 11 RBIs on the season. No home runs. And there's a called strike 3, and Krause has gotten a few of those called strike 3s. That's her 5th strikeout of the day.
Yeah, paints that beautifully on the outside corner there, right at the letters. That's a beautiful pitch to get the second out.
At least 3 of her 5, maybe 4, I think have been looking. as Sydney Frankenberger now to the plate with 2 outs already here in the bottom of the 5th. And there's a strike to Frankenberger. Frankenberger has been on twice with a walk and a single. And she scored the only run of the game for the Red Hawks in the bottom of the 1st. And sends this one through the left side for another hit. And Frankenberger 2 for 2 and has been on base all 3 times.
Yeah, another great swing through the 5-6 hole. The first one Mailer was able to get and try and get her with a throw at first, but she beat it out. But Sydney just not doing a whole lot with it, right? Just going with that pitch, hitting it in the gap, and gets another single for herself.
Good solid contact, though, and that's what gets it through the infield. And here is Mikey Morris. Morris 0 for 2 with a strikeout, looking to do something here, and she sends it foul down the third base line, and not by a whole lot. Almost stayed inside the line.
And it looks like we got a little drizzle coming down here. Doesn't look too exciting, but people are putting on their jackets and putting up the umbrellas here.
0-1 here to Morris. And the pitch on the way, and there's a changeup that floats in there for strike 2.
Yeah, she's used that changeup very effectively. She's thrown it in really good counts, gotten ahead with it a lot, and I think a couple of those strikeout lookings have been on that changeup.
She'll get a new ball there as now I think that's pitching coach Tori Nyberg going out.
Yeah, the drizzle has now turned a little rougher.
As she gives a towel to Reagan Krause. And the count 0-2. Yeah, this is more of a light rain here. We'll continue unless the umpires deem otherwise. Swing and a miss, and Morris goes down with a strikeout for the second time. She's 0 for 3 in the game. That'll do it for the Red Hawks. Katie, I'm not sure what the thought process was.
Hopefully we all knew that rain wasn't going to last a long time. The hail didn't do too much of a damage, didn't cause any puddles on the main part of the field. We just protected the home plate and the pitcher's mound, put a little diamond dry, and back in action, ready to roll.
So we're at 2-1 Stanford here in the top of the 6th, and it'll be Ava Gall, Ali Kaneshiro, and Kira Chan to hit here, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters against Simpson. Simpson's been able to sit in the dugout for a little bit, and she gets back out there. As about maybe a 15-minute rain delay, if that. Not too long. Simpson delivers the first pitch for a strike to Ava Gall. As Seattle U with a run in the bottom of the 1st, and then Stanford with a 2-run home run by Caitlin Lim in the top of the 5th to take the lead. And they lead it now here in the 6th as Gall sends that one hard to Garcia on a couple of hops, and Garcia is right there in the right spot. And as you mentioned, Katie, she is a vacuum there at second base.
And she just comes up in big moments, right? We've seen her make web gems against these top teams all year long, all career long for her. I mean, she's just played such a solid second base. Somebody's going to come in and fill her shoes, but, man, that's going to be a huge loss for this defense.
1 out here, and Ali Kaneshiro to the plate. Senior catcher from Santa Clarita, California. Simpson misses with the first pitch for ball 1 and delivers another one here. And this one is hit off the end of the bat, and Garcia is there for that one. So a couple of plays for Lily here in the top of the 6th. One on a hard hit ball that was really right at her. And then that one she had to move a little bit to come in and get the soft line drive. And this will be Kira Chan, who's walked twice. And she takes a strike here, and I believe that's the first time that Nicholas Simpson has found the strike zone against Kira Chan in this game.
Yeah, I think she had been walked twice on 8 straight pitches there. I believe you're right.
So Simpson with an 0-1 count here. And there's another strike to Chan. And so Simpson coming back out here in the 6th. And going through the heart of the Stanford lineup so far. Pitch on the way. Misses outside for ball 1. Sydney Frankenberger shifted a little bit over toward left center. They're playing her to hit the ball that way, not necessarily to slap it, but to hit it more toward left center. 1-2 the count as she fouls that one off. They're actually playing pretty deep in left and center, as this one is just low, and that'll be ball 2.
Yeah, and both Kissling and Wilson are playing pretty close to the line. I mean, you've got some pretty big gaps in right center and left center. If she can hit some grass, she can get a double pretty easy. This
one to Garcia, and she's going to make 3 plays in the top of the 6th, and that'll do it for the Cardinal, as the Red Hawks will get another at-bat here in the bottom of the 6th coming up in just a moment. And used more as a pinch runner, but coming in here as a defensive replacement, and maybe that is how they've been using her. Here is Jasmine Wayne facing off against Reagan Krause, and she fouls off the first pitch on the third base side. So 0-1 here as Krause working with the lead now. Just a 1-run lead, and Wayne swings through that one. And the count now 0-2.
Yeah, and you'd love to see your 3, 4, 5 hitters battle here. See if you can scratch something out.
And Wayne swings and misses at that one as well. Both of those last two kind of up in the zone. And Jasmine Wayne hacking and missing.
Yeah, Krause using that rise ball effectively there. Sees that she's going to kind of swing out of her shoes at that rise ball and goes back at it there for the strikeout.
7th strikeout for Reagan Krause on the afternoon. And here is Taylor Fitch. And Fitch sends one deep to left field. No doubt about that one. It is gone over the left field fence, and we're tied at 2.
That was a rocket. That I didn't even have time to react. That ball got out so fast. What a shot. She turns on that ball and tanks it out to left field.
Taylor Fitch, her 7th home run of the season, and she got all of that one, did not miss it. We're tied at 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. And this one could be shaping up to be a great game coming down to the wire here, as Fitch ties it up, and it's a new ball game. Nicholas Simpson will step to the plate now, and Simpson the opportunity to help herself out. Reagan Krause hadn't given up a run since the first inning, and that one hit down the third base line. Jeff Hurai there clapping his hands as Fitch with the home run. Both teams now 2 runs on 4 hits. Red Hawks have stranded 4 so far in this one, and the Cardinal have stranded 3. Cardinal with an error. The Red Hawks do not have one. So a 2-run home run by Caitlin Lim in the top of the 5th, and a response by Taylor Fitch here in the bottom of the 6th to tie it back up at 2.
Yeah, and if you're Simpson here, you'd love to help yourself. At least get yourself on base and see if you can have a little magic here.
That one just missed for ball 2. Krause was cruising and just put one in the strike zone, and Fitch was ready for it. This one is hit foul on the third base side, and the count will go to 2-2.
And that's where Krause has been using that inside pitch really, really effectively and really well. But if you're going to recognize it early and you can get your hands through the zone, really line drive that out. That's exactly what Taylor Fitch did.
That one misses down low to Simpson for ball 3. Count goes full. 1 out, bottom of the 6th, and the Red Hawks with a run in to tie it up. Pitch on the way. And that one misses, and Simpson trots down to first base with a walk. Katie Walling to the plate now. And Jeff Hurai bringing out the lineup card. I think he's just going to pinch run for Nicola at first and probably send in Sophia Kissling. Kissling has been playing in right field but has not been in the batting order, as Simpson hitting for herself, Katie Walling the designated player, and that is Sophia Kissling in at first base as the pinch runner for Simpson.
And this works both ways, right? You get a little bit more speed on the bases. Helps if Katie Walling's able to hit a gap, right? You can potentially push that, be aggressive on the base paths, and it just gets Simpson back in the dugout. You want to keep that arm warm. She threw really well coming out of the rain delay.
Walling sends one to second. Shovel over to second for one, and the throw on to first is not quite in time. Walling beats it out, and so she reaches on a fielder's choice. Kissling forced out at second, as Taryn Kern shoveled it over to the bag, and River Mailer's throw onto first, not quite in time. Walling with just enough speed to beat that one out. So here's Karen Spatafora with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. And Kissling fouls that one off the catcher, and she is in some pain here. Gets to her feet. But that one took a bite out of Ali Kaneshiro. And she's got to walk this one off. Reagan Krause checking up on her, making sure she's okay. And she's going to continue here. Catchers are a tough breed.
Yes, they are. Yeah, that ball just hits off the end of Spatafora's bat and just kind of bites her. But good to see. She's walking. She's all right.
Rub a little dirt on it and let's go.
There you go.
As, yeah, that one from up here we could hear it. And it did not have a good sound there. There's Spatafora with a check swing foul. And the count goes to 0-2 as we see Ava Sin in the on-deck circle. She would pinch hit for Lily Garcia if Karen Spatafora is able to keep the inning going. Spatafora takes one outside for ball 1. 2 runs on 4 hits for each team. Redhawks with 1 in the first. Cardinal with 2 in the 5th on a 2-run home run, and then Taylor Fitch tied it up here in the bottom of the 6th with a solo blast to left for her 7th home run of the year. RBI number 34 for Fitch. 2-2 here to Spatafora. And a swing and a miss, and Krause another strikeout. That is 8 for her on the day, and she gets out of the 6th. But the Redhawks tie it up on the home run by Taylor Fitch as we get another look here. 2-2 as we go to the top of the 7th on ESPN Plus in just a moment. Final 2-2 game as we go to the 7th. Nicola Simpson trying to go at least the distance in regulation, as we'll see if we determine a winner here in the 7th inning. Strike 1 there to Jade Berry, the third baseman. The freshman from Queen Creek, Arizona. And that one misses outside for ball 1. New ball game here, 2-2. And anything can happen here. We saw a rain delay earlier. Each team with a home run in this game. And a good WAC Pac-12 battle here late in the season. Each of these teams with one more conference series remaining on their schedule. And each of these teams going to host their respective conference tournaments. 2-1 here to Jade Berry. And Simpson looks in and delivers. And that one just misses off the outside edge of the plate.
And I was going to say potentially the last WAC Pac-12 matchup, but there is always the potential that these two conferences see each other in regionals. So before the Pac-12 gets dissolved, there is a possibility.
That one is hit into fairly deep left center field, and Frankenberger moving back a little further than she thought she was going to have to initially. It looked like that one just kind of kept carrying, but Frankenberger is able to make the play on it for the first out. Looked like a medium fly ball, and it turned into a deep one. As Frankenberger puts it away for the first out. And that'll bring up Kaylin Koch. And actually, it's going to be a pinch hitter. It'll be Jonna Schrader. So Jonna Schrader, pinch hitter out of Stockton, California. She's a junior. And she's up there from the left side against Simpson. Showing bunt, but pulling the bat back and taking ball 1. Schrader batting .220 on the season with a home run and 6 runs batted in. 11 hits and 50 at-bats on the season. And sends this one, Garcia making the play, and she can't quite get it over. She can't get the throw over and keep Jasmine Wayne's foot on the bag as she pulls Wayne off the bag. Otherwise, that one is there. And Garcia with another defensive gem there. Garcia now maybe Garcia made a great play on it, but the throw over to first, she wasn't able to get the ball to Jasmine Wayne with her foot on the bag. As the count now 1-0 here on River Mailer, the shortstop. Mailer up there, the wide open stance from the left side, and she takes ball 2 outside. And they actually will give Garcia a throwing error on that one. And so the count, the count's 2-0. Each team now with an error in the ball game. As Simpson delivers, and this one is popped into left field. Wilson, plenty of time to settle underneath it, and she makes the play for out number 2. That is going to bring up Caitlin Lim, and you might think they're getting to the ninth hitter in the order, but we saw what Caitlin Lim can do.
Yeah, she hit a moonshot to right field last time up to bat. That was a no-doubter. Without a screen, that would have been all the way on the other side of 12th Avenue over there.
Simpson misses with ball 1, and she's got to be careful here. Of course, you don't want to get the top of the order back up here in the 7th either. Pitch on the way, misses off the plate, and the count goes to 2-0. Jonna Schrader on at first. 2 outs, top of the 7th, 2-2 ball game here. And Simpson looks in and delivers, and this one's fouled off. Count goes to 2-1. Caitlin Lim, the 2-run home run for the only 2 runs for the Cardinal, and she's 2 for 2 in the ball game. Out of that 9th spot in the order, there's a strike, and the count goes to 2-2.
Yeah, and Simpson's really got to buckle down here. You got to go and attack Kim right now before you turn over this lineup. You would love to get this out to kind of see what your team can do offensively in the bottom of the 7th.
This one is rocketed into right field. Kissling gets to it, spins and throws, and getting into third base is Schrader, the pinch hitter from a moment ago. So she goes first to third, and Lim has 3 hits in the ballgame.
Yeah, she does a great job there. Just a nice, easy line drive out to right field, and good aggressive base running with 2 outs there by Schrader. And so now you got to go back to work against the top of the lineup here.
This will be Taryn Kern, the second baseman, coming up first and third, and Simpson trying to work her way out of trouble here and get the Redhawks up with the game tied, as opposed to having them come to the plate down a run or more. Here's the pitch to Kern, and going on the first pitch there is Lim, and she will slide into second base without a throw. Lim with her 6th stolen base of the year, and they'll score that one a stolen base.
Those are my favorite stolen bases. The ones that were the easy ones, right?
There's no tag.
Exactly. Nothing to avoid.
0-1 pitch here, and this one off the glove of Simpson, and this is going to score the go-ahead run for the Cardinal as Schrader comes in and Simpson got a glove on it and just couldn't close the glove on it. And the Cardinal take the lead 3-2.
Yeah, that's just a good hard hit ball by Kern there. Just tough luck for Simpson, right? That ball's hit right back at you, just wide enough that ball goes off her glove, and the ricochet doesn't go to Mikey Morris perfectly at short. So, Stanford get lucky there and go ahead 3-2 now.
Lim on at third, and now Kern on at first. And here's the first pitch for a ball to Emily Jones. And Jones, the top hitter average-wise in the Stanford lineup. And she's been held hitless today by Nicholas Simpson. Pitch on the way, and taken off is Kern, and Spatafora is not going to throw it down there. And so a couple of steals of second base here for the Cardinal, running aggressively here in the top of the seventh.
Yeah, and I'm a little interested with 2 outs why Coach Hirai hasn't just tried to get the out at second, right? Karen has a great arm. She's top in the whack for catching runners stealing, but opting to let them go and deking to see if you can get the runner at third to bite a little bit farther off that base, but you're allowing that runner to get into scoring position here, and with a base hit, you're continuing the inning.
Count now 2-1 on Emily Jones. And she's as likely as anybody to get a base hit and continue the inning for the Cardinal. Takes outside for ball 3. 3-1 here to Jones, the center fielder. And Simpson needed to come in with something good here. That one fouled off, and the count goes full. Second and third, 1 in for the Cardinal here in the top of the seventh. And Simpson trying to limit any further damage. Full count, 2 outs. Emily Jones at the plate. Here's the pitch. And this one is hit, and Morris gets a glove on it. And now the throw is going to come in, and safe at the plate. They score 2 runs. As Lim comes in and Kern comes around from second base.
It can happen. A nice, easy base hit, right? Stays in the infield, but is able to score a runner all the way from second.
Here's Ava Gall, the first baseman, as the inning continues. With the Cardinal now with 3 runs in, leading it 5-2. And this one is hit into right field. Kissling comes up and throws into second and gets it in quickly, but not in time. As the runner, Jones, gets into second base. Gall to first. And sophomore from Olympia, Washington, a transfer from the University of San Diego. And Vance delivers a strike here to Kaneshiro. And the count 0-1. Jones on at second and Gall on at first. And the Cardinal already with 3 in here in the inning. Vance, the 0-1 pitch up high. And the count evens out, a ball and a strike. So Hopfer gets some time in right field. Kissling was having a good game out there. But it'll be Hopfer to finish it out, presumably. 1-1 pitch. And that one just up high for ball 2. 2-1. To Ali Kaneshiro. And Berkeley Vance getting ready to come in with the pitch. That one just low. 3-1. Stanford with 3 in here in the 7th and 2 on. And Vance trying to close the door. That one ripped foul down the third base line. And the count goes full. Been a pretty entertaining ball game here from Logan Field this afternoon. even with the rain delay mixed in. As the Redhawks had the lead for the first few innings. Cardinal took the lead in the 5th, and Redhawks tied it in the 6th. And now the Cardinal back in front. And another line drive foul down by the Cardinal dugout. I think that one got the screen in front of the dugout. Somebody standing out there, ducking out of the way.
Yeah, and Berkeley Vance's bread and butter is her changeup. Let's see if she goes to the off speed here with a full count.
Here comes the pitch, and it's fouled off on the first base side. To bounce right back to Vance off that pole there. She plays the carom perfectly. Full count here to Kaneshiro. And the pitch. And that one was the changeup there, but it's popped up into right field, and Hopfer comes over and makes the play. And that'll do it for the Cardinal in the top of the 7th. They get Redhawks to pinch it for Lily Garcia to start the bottom of the 7th against Reagan Krause, who's trying to go the distance in the circle, and Sin fouls it off on the third base side. And Katie, the Redhawks down to their final 3 outs.
Yeah, they've hung tough all game, right? I mean, they've come up big when they needed it to. You would have loved for a few more runs in that first inning where we left some runners in scoring position. But what you need right now is you just need base runners, right? You're not going to, with one swing, take care of a 3-run deficit. So Avason's just got to battle here, 0-2. Get yourself some base runners, see if you can kind of construct something to get some runs across.
That one just missed for ball 1. Thought for a second we might see a punch out on that one, but it is 1-2 to Ava Sin with Ty Wilson on deck. And so Jeff Herai will start presumably with 3 lefties here in the bottom of the 7th against the righty Reagan Krause, as we have Sin, Wilson, and Frankenberger. And Sin sends one into left field for a base hit just past the glove of the third baseman Barry. And that will get the Redhawks going here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yep, and that's all you can ask for, right? Just move the line, pass the baton, see what happens. If you're tied here, you just want to get something out of the infield, right? Don't put yourself in a ground ball double play situation. Get something out of the infield and roll this lineup over.
So Sin on at first with the leadoff pinch hit single. And here's Wilson. And Wilson cranks one foul on the left field side. Bounces back onto the field. And getting it back in is Kira Chan. Or actually, I'm sorry, that is Danny Hayes taking over in left for Chan. 0-1 here to Wilson. And the pitch. And she checked her swing there. Actually, they said she went around. And again, they are. We saw that, I guess, with the third base umpire out at second. Somebody's got to make a call there, and Wilson can't hold up on the rise ball there. And Krause with the strikeout.
Yeah, and if you're Sydney here, right, what you got to do, look down. Don't let that rise ball be the end of you here. And again, she's hit 2 really nice balls through that 5-6 hole. Good, hard, solid contact. See if you can do it again and move base to base here.
Umpire calling time for just a moment, but now we're ready to go. And the first pitch to Frankenberger is up high, and she lays off of it. 1-0 the count. Ava Sin on at first base, bottom of the 7th. Redhawks down 3. Frankenberger takes a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Potential tying run in the on-deck circle. Frankenberger's got to get on to make that happen. And Frankenberger sends one to short, and the throw gets away. And Sin is going to hold at second base. And probably a good decision there by Ava Sin. You don't want to make an out at third. Down 3. and you don't need it there. But she hangs on at second base, and the Redhawks take advantage of an error here. Let's see if they can do some damage. Another error there at second base on a throw. Second time we've seen that in this game.
Yeah, and again, that's another hard hit ball in the 5-6 hole by Frankenberger. She just keeps going with that outside pitch, right? And if you're Mikey Morris, you've got to really focus up here. You would love to just hit some grass, right? Hit some grass, find a gap, let your runners run here, make this ball game interesting.
Morris had just one hit in the Tarleton series, and she's 0 for 3 in this one and has struck out a couple of times. She needs to get things turned around here, as the Redhawks will be down at UT Arlington in Texas, right between Dallas and Fort Worth, where the Texas Rangers play. They'll be down there this weekend. Mikey Morris, the number 2 hitter in the Redhawks lineup for a lot of this season, and this one is hit into left field. Fly ball, and the left fielder Hayes will come in and get it. And so Morris made some contact there, but couldn't hit a line drive anywhere. That's a fly ball to left for the second out. But Morris hopefully will get things turned around and get it going prior to the WAC tournament. As Jasmine Wayne takes ball 1 upstairs. Wayne, the last hope for the Redhawks. She represents a tying run. And we know she's got home run power. Pitch on the way. And there's a strike from Reagan Krause. Krause trying to go the distance and complete this game. She's got Wayne at the plate. And Taylor Fitch in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. And that one hit to the right of second base, and everybody's going to be safe. Frankenberger is going to get to third as Ava Sin comes around and scores. And the Redhawks are not done yet. It's 5-3, and the Redhawks have the tying runs aboard.
Yeah, and just like the Cardinal in the half inning before, right? You hit the ball hard, good things happen. That is just good, solid base hits up the middle there, and a nice, good, aggressive base running by Hirai with 2 outs to get Sydney Frankenberger all the way to third. And, you know, you make this game interesting. You're fighting until the last out. I like to see it.
So first and third, and here is the what we did not want to see for Stanford as Seattle U fans here. I kind of want to see Nigeri Kennedy come into this ball game. Nigeri Kennedy, sophomore out of Topeka, Kansas. And that one is in there for strike 1. And Jeff Hirai, I think, is going to maybe pinch run for Jasmine Wayne here. Made that decision after the first strike. And it's Avery Morris, I believe. It is Avery Morris going in to run at first. So 0-1 here to Taylor Fitch. Nigeri Kennedy coming on, trying to get the save. And here's the pitch. And Fitch fouls it back. And the count goes to 0-2. Kennedy has 4 saves on the season. 17 wins. Reagan Krause has 17 wins. And she would have 18 here if Kennedy can close the door. 0-2 to Fitch. Here's the pitch. Outside. Count goes to 1-2.
And all you can ask for Taylor Fitch right now is just a battle, right? Just go up there and battle.
This is not Nigeri Kennedy. This is Alyssa Houston.
Oh.
We were talking Kennedy up, and that one hits Taylor Fitch, and they're going to say that it got the bat, I believe.
Huh.
So, our bad on the the pitcher. We
just got so excited.
Right. This is Alyssa Houston, so I apologize. Alyssa Houston out of Benton, Arkansas, freshman, does not have 233 strikeouts. Alyssa Houston was still a 1.85 ERA.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby either. and she's got a save. This will be her 17th appearance. And Fitch sends this one into center field, but she just got under it, and that is going to do it as Fitch flies out to center field to end the ball game.